I've just seen Zholt pass a little note across the pit wall to Ross Brawn. I'm sure they're not going to do it again. I'm sure they're not going to make Rubens pull over. But, well, anyway, there you go. Back to you.
Maybe he's just writing him a little love letter or saying, you go up to the podium this time, Ross. Because Zholt certainly does share out the honours to emphasise what a team Ferrari is. As does Ron Dennis at McLaren and Frank Williams as well. They all like to emphasise just what a team effort it is to win in Formula One. And this team has been superlative. All weekend, topping the timesheets. The two Toyotas are in front of them. He won't have time to lap them before he comes through to cross the start-finish line for the final time. It doesn't look as though there's going to be any team orders here, and nor should we ever really have believed there would be. Oh, he's getting very close to Michael Schumacher, but Rubens Barrichello comes through. He's not going to let Michael through, is he? No, they're going to... Yes, he is! I do not believe it! I do not! Adam and Eve, what is going on? Michael Schumacher wins the Austrian Grand Prix. He doesn't deserve to win it. That is outrageous.
Oh, I'm gobsmacked, absolutely gobsmacked. That is not possible, and I can't believe it's even allowed. Well, Rubens Barrichello's got to be the toughest guy in my book, because if he can take that standing up, he's a better man than me.
I do not believe it.
And Villeneuve's blown up. Villeneuve in 8th place. Well, he's certainly given that Honda engine something to think about this afternoon. But what? How can they possibly explain that? And what will Rubens say? He's waving to the crowd. Maybe he's proved his point.
He's still man of the day, and he's still the winner of that race for me, James. And I tell you, we talked about it. No, we didn't think it would happen, but it did.
Well, you were looking at me when I was saying I'm sure they can't do this. Maybe it was the naivety in me and the hard-bitten cynicism of many years as a Grand Prix driver of you, Mark. You didn't believe it until you saw it, but, well, Michael Schumacher had a healthy enough lead in the World Championship. He's on 44 points before this race. His nearest challenger was Juan Montoya, 23 points, so a full 21 points behind, and Montoya finishing third today, collecting only 4 points. And yet they've gone and done the switch. Ted saw the piece of paper being passed between Todd and Brawn, and that, my friends, is the result. And the crowd is whistling and booing underneath us. They don't like it at all, and I have to say I don't blame them. This is a real turn up for the books here. We're going to be talking about this a long time into the evening, and a very strange end to what's been a very eventful afternoon.
I think that's the most bloody disgraceful thing I've ever seen in my life, and I'm the biggest Schumacher fan in the world, but that, he should have balls enough to move aside and let him in. That's just dreadful. Stand by for the national anthem. Schumacher has said to him down when he got out of the car, you stand on the number 1 spot. That's what's happened.
Well, why didn't he tell him to take the number 1 spot?
Exactly.
I mean, at the end of the day, Jean Todd's obviously come over the radio and said we're going to get Barrichello to pull over. Just wait for this.
tell you what, they're going to talk about this one, AJ, for a while. The crowd are all putting their thumbs down.
I know. Look, it's a hard one. I mean, at the end of the day, as I was saying, for the national anthem...
He's giving him the trophy, look. He's giving him the trophy.
Yeah, but he hasn't got the cheque. Or the points. At the end of the day, when Jean Todt came over at the radio, he would have said to him, listen, we're going to tell Rubens to slow down. You take number one. That's when I think Schumacher, in all honesty, probably should have said, no, look, he's deserved it all weekend. He's been quicker in qualifying. He's got pole position. This is his race. I'm going to let him have it.
Well, that happened in your career. I mean, there were drivers who refused to give way for you under instruction.
Yeah, my word, there was.
That cost you championship.
Well, yeah,
maybe.
But I mean, maybe. But, you know, like you can understand also Ferrari. I mean, this is an opportunity to make Schumacher the 5 times world champion. It's never been done except for the great Fangio. And I guess Jean Todt is just saying, hey, look, any opportunity we can grab to make him 5 times world champion, we've got to do it. And Rubens just signed a contract the other day that takes him up until the end of 2004. So maybe part of the contract is he's got to obey orders and move over, which he quite clearly did.
Well, I tell you what, don't go to bed yet. Watch the press conference that's coming up shortly. That's going to be very, very interesting. This bloke has had to concede to him 3 times now.
I was very impressed with him all weekend. He was quicker in free practice, quickest in qualifying, and had his edge on him in the race. And I think he really did deserve the win. There's no doubt about that.
Well, I've never seen a crowd do that. It was they're all standing up there with their thumbs down out of that huge grandstand that we saw during the race. And Schumacher has made sure he stood in the middle the whole time that they've been on that podium.
But what about the controversy that raged after Albert Park when Hakkinen, David Coulthard conceded to Hakkinen, and there was all this business about they were going to stop them from doing that?
...2002. It's Rubens Barrichello, it's Michael Schumacher and Juan Pablo Montoya, with Rubens in the middle, as I suppose you'd say, the moral victor. Rubens, how difficult was it to make the decision to move over on the last lap?
I think I had the experience, actually, so it wasn't... it's not. I'm not joking on that. It's something that I've been asked to. I've said nothing, and just I think it's a team decision. I just signed a 2-year contract with them, and I thought I should have respect.
But as a racer, you must feel a twinge. You've only won 1 race previously. Is it very difficult?
Well, I mean, it's. I'm going through a period of a very good time in my life. I think I'm becoming a better person, a better driver. So there's no point in arguing. I think it's. My determination will take me a lot more wins. So that's the way I see it. So there's no point arguing. I think it's, we saw it. Michael gave me the trophy. The trophy I take home today, and so I'm happy for that.
On a more positive note, it was once again a very clever strategy by Ferrari. In Brazil, we all thought you'd stop twice, you stopped once, and here, obviously, you're planning to stop twice. Once again, good work by Ross Brawn and the team.
Fantastic, and the car is working fantastically well. I mean, it's not just the car, the engine, it's also the tires. The tires are really good, and we could fight the whole race through. I mean, it's been a really good race. It's been I need to thank the whole team and my engineers, because the car felt fantastic, and I was pushing nicely. I wasn't overdriving, and the only really point that I took care was after the safety car, because the brakes and the tires were really cold, so we had to take care. The rest was really good.
Thank you, Rubens. Michael, first win in Austria, completes the set of winning at all the circuits, but it's very obvious you've taken no joy from this victory.
Yeah, very obvious. As Rubens pointed out, it was a team decision last year. I sort of was involved in the situation because I felt the championship was much more tighter than it was this year. This year I didn't even think about this, and before the race I was asking, I said, I don't believe there's going to be a team strategy involved, and suddenly they told me that he would move over, and yeah, I mean, I'm not very pleased about it either. I think nobody of us is, honestly. But then we have to look what is the team's ambitions, and the team's ambitions is to win the championship, and you have to secure this because you never know what is going to happen in the next races. And therefore, well, I have to thank Rubens because he has done a fantastic race. He has been outstanding all weekend, honestly, and this gesture, in the way we have done it, shows the sort of, how we say, work we're doing together, the belief we have in each other, and the relationship to some degree, because it's not natural what he's been doing, the way he's doing it, and I'm just thankful for him for the points, but obviously I don't take a lot of joy from that victory.
As you say, you weren't really too keen on the decision. Who actually makes that decision? Who was the person who said that's going to happen?
In the end of the day, it comes from Ferrari itself, and there is obviously the top person of Ferrari is Mr. Montezemolo, and then it goes down to Mr. Todt and so on. Who is in the end the person? I don't know, but believe me that the team is investing a lot of money for one sort of target, and imagine in the end it would be not enough by this amount of points. How stupid would we look? We have always had this philosophy. I think it is very known to everybody that this is the philosophy. It's within the sport. Some people may like it, some may don't like it. As I said today, I felt a little bit sorry as well, and I'm not really in favor of it, but then you never know what happened in the end. And I'm sure the way Rubens drove today, he has a lot of opportunities to secure victories this year, and I told him on the podium I hope that the championship is soon finished, that we can go for real racing, and I'm sure he's going to win loads of races.
Hey Michael. Juan Pablo had a very eventful race and a very frightening incident at the end of the first safety car. Perhaps you can talk us through it.
Well, I couldn't really see anything. The only thing, I was turning in. I was riding the inside of Sato, and as I was turning in, suddenly just a car, a Sauber came backwards right in front of me. I just heard a huge bang, and I really stayed, very lucky. I was very lucky there, and that made my race as well, because my strategy was to be in the hard tires, and at the beginning of the race, we didn't have the pace we needed to.
It was noticeable that you actually didn't take any tyres at all in your pit stops. Obviously, they're a very durable brand.
Yeah, they were.
It's safe to say that the two safety cars probably did help you get past Ralph.
Yeah, that would made the race. Ralph was quite quick out of the pits as well, but I managed to get quite a few laps in really quick right before the stop, and that was enough.
That's all. Rubens, we now go to Monaco. Pretty tricky circuit, one which you've not always enjoyed the best of luck. Are you looking forward to it?
Very much. I think it's since I've started driving the new car, everything has been bright. Obviously, I don't have a lot of points on the championship as much as I would have liked it. But Monaco is a home race for me as well, so I enjoy being there. So I'll be fighting. I don't think it did let me down. I'm up to it, and I think it's the best year of my career. So I'll just take the opportunity, and I'll be driving fast for sure.
And if we have the same situation again in the last lap, you guys running 1-2, you ahead, will you do the same thing? Let him through?
We see. It's an internal matter. It's not up to for us to talk now.
Gentlemen, thank you. Now worth meeting you.